All right, Teddy here. Guess I'm gonna add to the noise, but I don't care. Uh, the whole idea that they're banning hemp to help save children is asinine, and it's a lie. With all the lies being told these days by people in power, we don't believe it anymore. I watch all these videos on YouTube from news channels talking about this hemp ban. And when you go to the comments, all of them across the board are pro hemp, pro THC specifically, pro THC. And it's so stupid that they're pretending that there's any kind of safety measures being put in place because of government regulation when Big Pharma is cranking out medicines daily that injure and hurt and kill. Tylenol wasn't just recently known as being bad. They've known for a very long time. I learned 25 years ago that Tylenol was the most overdosed medication on the planet. It's because they put it in everything. Vicodin and Percocets are actually bad for you. Opioids are bad, right? But the Tylenol in it is worse for you than the opioids in terms of your physical health, all right? Your liver, okay? Tylenol is extremely toxic to your liver. But let's just go past that. Let's just go into the fact that if it's something that the people want, that God created, that the planet lets us have naturally, they should have no say in it. They should have no say in it. They just shouldn't. I mean, purslane, all right, is a vegetable that I just learned about. It looks like a bush. It looks like a bush you'd see outside or something, or crabgrass, and it grows like a weed, just crazy. And apparently, it's sweet, salty, crispy, delicious, right? And banned in a lot of municipalities. It used to be the food of kings and queens and in every meal because a cup of it has more omega-3 fatty acids than salmon. But cheap, good for the people. They want it, ban it. And then make them go buy broccoli and asparagus and shit that we've selectively grown and engineered to be fast producing, long lasting, easy to ship. Who cares about nutrients? Who cares at all? The same people who want to take away the cannabis. They don't give a shit. And Lindsey Graham, right? And Mitch McConnell and all these other douchebags that are putting this stuff forward, they're in there voting themselves $500,000 payouts when January 6th is settled because of being scared in their office. I saw that and I was like, what? So now, right now, Speaker Johnson, outraged that they snuck this in here. I knew about it before everybody signed it yesterday. I knew. I posted a couple articles about it. Everybody knew. How did you guys not know? It snuck in there. And sneak nothing, man. Y'all know exactly what's going on. It's the same thing with the hemp bill. Because right now, Speaker Johnson and all these people, we're going to get to the bottom of this. They have this big vote now. They're going to have this big thing to revise and pull that language out of there. So these guys don't get their $500,000 payouts. Great. Do the same thing with hemp. Do it right now. Remove the legislation. The fact is that there's a note sitting on the DEA's office right now to reclassify regular marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, which is a freaking no-brainer. It shouldn't be on any freaking schedule. I can buy cigarettes and alcohol. Hell, there's constant ads for vodka and shit on TV to this day. And you want to talk, we went through prohibition and now it's just straight up ads on TV for flavored vodkas. They always talk about, it'll make it appealing to kids. Have you seen Buzzballs? You walk into a freaking Sheets and there's these huge, bright, neon, colorful liquids all over the place. And they're like freaking, 30, 40% alcohol. It's crazy. Not to mention, let's talk about Kratom and 7-OH, which I don't want them to ban that either. But they're not in this bill. They're doing nothing about it. When, quite frankly, if you have to pick what's more dangerous in the market right now, the unregulated Kratom is way, 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 way bigger of a deal than unregulated hemp. Quite frankly, most of the regulated hemp is a bigger problem than unregulated hemp because unregulated hemp can be grown by people who care. about the quality and the safety at home themselves or as a collective, and then give it to each other, right? Big cannabis goes in and uses, who knows, genetically modified bullshit. They grow it as fast as they can. They pump it out as quick as they can. The love's gone. And that's what they want. 38 states have recreational and legal programs. So it's obviously not about that. It's about squashing small business. It's about controlling people. That's the whole reason they want to move to this centralized currency, guys, is digital currency. Because think about this. Okay, a lot of you guys don't work in the corporate world, okay? But if you do, you'll understand this. In the corporate world, you're assigned a computer system, okay? Now think of your phone, all right? That's your computer system. That's how you're a part of the corporate world, whether you know it or not. Your phone is your computer, right? And how it works is they set policy. And policy says, from the server, says what the client can and cannot do. Okay? Right now, you guys are living in free reign. They're getting you sucked in. They're getting you locked into the tentacles. So, you don't have a whole lot of restrictions. Although you do know you have to get a VPN to go to certain places. There's restrictions that are in there. But here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about restrictions to where you can't unlock your front door without the finger scan, right? And that finger scan says that your unique identifier number is only allowed to unlock that door from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And you can't unlock the door any other time. Now you're going, what are you talking about? Well, this is the exact same example for like if you're working in an office and you've got a server room and you have access to it. That's how granularly you can restrict that access. Well, once they got everything to the Internet of Things, everything is connected, they can literally lock and unlock and start and unstart everything. And you'll have no autonomy. And if they remove money, you go, oh, they're not going to. Well, they banned gold and silver once. It was illegal to own it in this country at one point. All they have to do is this and do it again. Any president at any point, it's illegal again. You have to give it to us. And in exchange, we're going to give you an insane amount of digital currency. It'll seem like a really good deal. I'm going to get 1 million freaking whatevers for my, $10,000 worth of U.S. gold. And they're going to go, wait a minute. How's this really going to transact? So we're going to get all the gold again. And then it's going to be gold-backed digital currency or some crazy crap, right, that they'll come up with. But then it'll be super simple. A couple EMPs, shut the power grid down, boom, reset the currency. It won't matter for the elites, okay? Because they have enough assets and enough physical stuff to pay people off with comfort, Money is an illusion. What do you really get? You get the car, you get the gas, you get the girl, you get the food. It doesn't matter if you use gold to get it or if you use a piece of plastic. You get it. So these people control access to all this stuff. So currency is really just for us. And they'll just make it worth nothing. In the Bible, it talks about in the end days, people will literally be throwing their gold and silver in the streets, starving for bread. And I used to think, that's weird. How would they do that? Well, how would gold and silver become valueless? And now I get it. If gold and silver can't be exchanged for bread, because the bread is locked behind an access policy that says your user ID can't have it. And you go, well, how are they going to do that? How are they going to track that, Teddy, you nut job? I am a nut job. Because 27 years ago, I knew how they were going to do it. And I started telling people. It's called RFID tags. Yes. The same little technology that lets you swipe to pay and tap to pay. Well, that shit used to be smaller than a grain of rice 26 years ago. It's dust now. They can make RFID tags out of dust. And these things are smart enough, thanks to nanocomputing and nanotechnology, where they could land somewhere and then self-identify and report back. And with AI and hive thinking and hive mining, you drop 2 or 3 microscopic cameras in a room and a couple of thousand RFID tags that self-land, self-identify, and self-report back. I'm a sandwich. I'm on a piece of cheese. I'm a soda. Yeah. So you grab your sandwich, your piece of cheese, and your soda, and if it doesn't belong to you, an alert goes off. Sounds totally dystopian as hell, doesn't it? And I promise you, I'm not going to talk about this stuff all the time. I hate it. Gives me the ickies. Straight ickies. I want to talk about good stuff, okay? But that's the kind of freaking Orwellian nightmare that they want. The good news is, There's good news. They ain't gonna win. No. No. They ain't gonna win. They ain't gonna win. They might wanna, but they ain't gonna, because we are bigger than them. That's right. All the stuff you hear, they're going to tell you that they can get into the air and then get into the soil and then get into the water and they can get you through this and they can get you through that. But you know what they can't get you through? The power of the Holy Ghost. That's right. Jesus himself. And you might think that that's a cop-out, but trust me, my man, or woo-man, either, you will want that cop-out. You want it. It's the greatest cop-out in the world. Because this is how it goes. Big bad boogies, big bad boogies, big bad boogies, big bad boogie, big bad boogies, big bad boogies. Jesus, Jesus. Blam! Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. I told Satan, get thee behind. Victory today is mine. Yes, joy is mine. Joy is mine. Joy today is mine. I told Satan, get thee behind. Joy today is yours and mine. That's right. That's it. Victory. Won. All the misery, all the chaos, all the pain, gone through the miracle of Christ, who commands you not to worry. For what man has ever added an hour to his life through worry? See, that's the Bible. Read it. It'll teach you some stuff. It'll teach you to lay down in green pastures and lie by the still waters, Restore your soul. See, Jesus will allow you to go through the toil because that's what it is. It's toil. But he will also lead you to the still waters and ease you and ease your burdens, because that's the deal. That's where all that is good comes from God. All that is good. All good feelings. And what the devil does and what evil does, it tries to take those and pervert them and manipulate them. So it takes jokes and turns it to sarcasm, right? Right? Tries to take something good and twist it just a little bit to ruin it. But if you've got Jesus in your heart, it doesn't matter if they come down your road full of trucks with guns and Gestapos to take everything you have and lock you up and blah, 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 blah. Because the fact is this is a temporal plane. It does not last very long. And when it's gone, you get a millennial reign with the Lord himself on this planet. Now, I get to non-believers and to people like that, I'm crazy. I get it. That's fine. I'm okay with being crazy, y'all. I'm okay with it. If my version of crazy is I am embraced and enraptured by the creator of all the universe as his own personal child whom he loves and adores and was willing to die for, and he's waiting for me to persevere through the end so that I can reign with him in a kingdom that's basically about goodness versus evil. Yeah, man. I mean, better than any Marvel storyline I know of, right? And let's check this part out too. A lot of people don't get it. They're always thinking about heaven. We're not trying to get to heaven, okay? We're bringing heaven to earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. When the man comes back and has the rain is here. Yes, is it a new heaven and a new earth? Yes, but it's not like they try to tell you that this world has to be destroyed by nuclear weapons in order for it to be recreated. No. Might be a little bit of fire, but if we're hanging out with Jesus while it's all being burned up and twisted around, that's just fine. Now, there are some things in Revelation that need to be addressed. At some point, we will go over those, but do not fret, because victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine and yours. I told Satan, get thee behind. Victory today is mine and yours. Okay. I hope this video catches you good. I hope you're feeling good. And I want to say, no matter how shkabangas the world gets, and no matter what they try to take from us, God is on our side.